Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Araceli, aka Chelly, and today on Chelly's Mental Wealth, it's gonna be a how-to video on how to meditate. And of course, I'm gonna add a little bit of education and just scientific studies as to why and how they prove that meditation is such a great intervention and coping skill to utilize to help with decreasing mental health symptoms like depression, anxiety, and just dealing with stress in general. I learned about meditation when I took my bachelor's class in human services, and that's when I found out and I read up on it, and I found this study where they've had like a lot of participants, and about like 80% of people who practice meditation seen a significant difference in their reduction in their depression. I mean, even to a point where they didn't feel depressed anymore. So that stuck with me forever. I took that with me once I graduated. So when I got the position as a community wellness specialist, that was my go-to intervention and coping skill, because I already knew about it, that I was like, I gotta do this. I gotta see if I can convince people that I work with one-on-one and explain to them the benefits and see if it'll benefit them. And luckily, a lot of the times when I would encourage the person, they would really like it. Unfortunately, it's hard for the person, especially when they're younger, to go out in the park on their own. So that's why I really encourage an adult to model this to their child or teen, or just anyone that they want to teach this to. If you teach them now and if you go with them now, the more likely they're going to do it, and it's going to be easier for them to control their stress, and they're less likely to have symptoms of depression and anxiety because they have the tools ready and they're going to know how to calm their little minds. So this is why I've decided to do meditation. I did do a poll on my Instagram. This meditation how-to video is not the first of its kind. I'm going to be doing a lot more. I might be changing up the way I do the video, how I do it. We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited to do this, and I hope that you guys learn a lot from it. I'm going to be using Kelly Brogan's book because she does a really great job at summarizing some of the studies that she's already read up on, and some of the studies I read up on when I was taking my bachelor's program. And she does use quite a few big words, so I'm going to try to summarize it as much as I can, and I'm going to be explaining like the benefits that you actually receive when you meditate, because it doesn't just help with your stress, it helps with other areas biologically with your health. So I'm also going to be explaining to you how I implement my meditation routine, because everybody is different, but I'm going to be explaining to you why I do my meditation routine the way I do it, and I'm going to be giving you other options as to how you can implement it in your own personal life and routine. Okay, and hopefully this video can motivate an adult, can motivate a child to convince their parent to do them with them, or a parent can, help them want to do it too, because I'm not even playing this. It has a lot of health benefits, and you guys will see why. And come with me now. I'm gonna be quiet. So let's roll a clip. So right here, we're sitting. We're in the park. Now, this is my routine when it comes out to meditation. I like to be outside. I like to be around the scenery, I like to be around greenness, I like to be around birds, I like the breeze. I think it adds on to the experience even more, okay? With meditation, I also like to hear a guided meditation audio. I want to hear a person guide me through a place or relaxation state. Some people don't need that. I do. So that's part of my routine. Like, I go on YouTube, I look up certain meditation guided audios where it specifically targets certain things. Like if I'm feeling really stressed, it'll say overthinking or depression or anxiety, so I'll pick one of those. Sometimes I'll listen to some and I'm kind of like, I'm not feeling this, and I'll change it to another one, and then I pick ones that are my favorite ones and I save them, because I know that that's one that I like, and it helps me go to that relaxed state of mind that I need to be in. I do the same thing with my one-on-ones. When I work with a person, I give them certain options and I ask them, do you like this one? And I always encourage the person, be honest with me. If you don't like it, let's switch it up. And I did the exact same thing with my son. I told him, if you don't like it, please let me know. I basically explained to him, prior to us going to the park, I did explain to him why meditation is a great tool. So it's important that you explain the person that you're doing it with, whether it's a child or a teen or an adult, explain to them, the reason why I want to teach you how to meditate is because studies have shown that it helps with the relaxing state of your mind, okay? And I explained it to him in this kind of sense. I told him, I said, naturally we're always worried, we're stressed. No one really teaches us to be stressed. It's kind of like a natural thing, right? Where our cortisol just goes up the yin yang and we get stressed. So I explained to him that meditation helps us relax and control that stress. And a lot of the times we're not really taught how to control that stress. So this is teaching you how to control your stress. So it's a tool that you're gonna have so that whenever you feel stressed, you'll be ready and you'll remember, oh, I remember when I meditated and I took deep breaths and that helped me relax. So I'm gonna do that when something happens and I need to calm down. So that's what I explained to him prior to me taking him to the park. He was nervous and he was saying, you know, I don't want to go. What if people are around? I said, no, we're going to go to a spot. I already knew that you were going to feel nervous, so I'm going to go to a spot that is really quiet and no one's really going to be there. So I really recommend going to a really quiet place where you know that no one's going to really be there, especially if you go really early in the morning. A lot of people don't go in the park as early. If you go in the afternoon, a lot of people are there. Or in a wilderness area, if you're lucky enough to be in a spot where you can walk up to a hiking area, even great. So I kind of prepped him in that sense. I also explained to him that to also tell me if he feels uncomfortable and just try to be relaxed. Wear relaxed clothes. The relaxed that you can be, the better. So he did that. We laid down and we actually listened to the audio for about 11 minutes. And he was fidgeting a bit for like the first 5 or 3 minutes, but then I've noticed that like after the 5 minutes he relaxed and he was calmed down and it was a nice experience. And then I ended up turning off the meditation and I asked him what he thought about it. On a scale to 1 to 10, how did you like the first meditation?
I liked it.
But like, if you give it a number, what would you give it?
7.
A 7? Did you like the idea that I brought you out?
Yeah.
You think it's better when it's inside versus outside?
It's better when it's outside.
Well, have you never tried the inside? So I am going to do a video on the inside. He's probably not going to be in the video, but I am going to ask for his opinion to see if he feels like being outside is a lot more convenient or more of a better experience versus being indoors. I think that being outdoors helps a person kind of get out of their comfort zone, especially if you're already anxious. Like it's kind of like a double whammy. You're forcing yourself to expose yourself to in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, and so it'll make you like work harder, and it's just barriers that you could just overcome faster instead of like not coming out. So it's way better, you guys, I'm telling you. One of the things that I also explained to him, and I will explain to you guys, is that you guys have to believe in this, believe that it works. Because if you already have this idea that this is not going to work for you, then it isn't. It just isn't. Because you're shutting that part of your brain where it's not gonna take in everything that you're supposed to whenever you're exercising and practicing this meditation exercise. Okay, now the main thing about meditation, why it's so good for you, is because it makes you take deep breaths. Like it's teaching you how to take proper deep breaths. Okay, and the reason why they discover that deep breathing works really well in correlation with meditation is because of all these studies that they've conducted. And I'm gonna read on, quote unquote, on Kelly's program so you guys can understand what these studies concluded and why it's beneficial for you to meditate. Now, the 2005 study was among the first to show why meditation promotes a relaxated state. The act includes a shift in the brain activity from one area of the cortex to another, specifically brain waves in the right frontal cortex, which is the stress center, transfers to the calmer left frontal cortex. Such movement of brain activity to areas associated with relaxation may explain why meditators are calmer and more content after reaching a meditated state. Now, you can practice meditation by doing forms of repetitive prayer, meditation, yoga, tai chi, breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, biofeedback, guided imagery, and much more. Those are just examples of certain types of techniques that you can also do while you're doing your deep breathings. One of the reasons why deep breathing, which is often a cornerstone of these practices, is so effective is that it triggers a parasympathetic nerve response rather than a sympathetic nerve response. I don't know if I said that correctly. When you perceive stress, the sympathetic nervous system spring into action, resulting into urges of stress hormones, cortisol, and adrenaline. The parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, can trigger a relaxation response. Deep breathing is a way of quickly flipping the switch from high to low alert in seconds, as your body calms down on many levels. According to Dr. Herbert Benson, the relaxation response is a physical state of deep rest that changes the physical and emotional responses to stress. These are things that help when you meditate. Biologically, it helps with decreasing your metabolism. It lowers your heartbeat and it relaxes your muscles. It helps with slower breathing techniques. It decreases your blood pressure and so much more. It's amazing. Meditation can help you cope with stressors in life that persist and prepare you to meet acute challenges with grace. And I completely agree with her. Now, in her book, she actually gives you a breathing technique. Practice deep breathing. This is a basic deep breathing technique. Sit comfortably in a chair or on the floor. Close your eyes. Make sure your body is relaxed, releasing all the tension in your neck, arm, legs, and back. Inhale through your nose for as long as you can, feeling the diaphragm and the abdomen rise as your stomach moves outward. Sip in a little more air when you think you've reached the top of your lungs. Slowly exhale to a count of 20, pushing every breath of air from your lungs. Continue for at least 5 rounds of deep breath. Another great benefit, according to Kelly Brogan, a mind of your own, quote unquote, the lymphatic system also benefits mightily from deep breathing. Lymph is a clear fluid with immune cells that moves around the body in series of vessels. It's pivotal to your immune system because it delivers nutrients and collects cellular waste while helping to destroy pathogens. The deeper you breathe, the more active your lymphatic system is. Unlike your circulatory system, which has a heart to pump blood, the lymphatic system has no integrated pump. It must rely on your breathing and physical movement to push lymphatic fluid around your body. Wow. So it helps with your immune system. So you see how it's saying how the reason why a lot of mental health professionals say actually practicing and mastering the deep breathing can help tremendously, because that's what happened to me when I had my panic attack. If I want to be transparent with you guys, I know that when I had my panic attack, and I'm going to do a separate video, but I know that's what helped me a lot was a deep breathing. I was deep breathing, and I kept thinking, I got to practice these tools. I got to deep breathe because I'm panicking and I need to help my body relax, because right now I'm stressed and my body is going on danger mode because I was having a panic attack and I wanted to reduce my symptoms. So yeah, I did a lot of deep breathing, and I kept talking to myself a lot. I kept saying, everything's okay, it's all in your head. Just keep breathing, you're fine. Just keep breathing, you're okay. Take deep breaths, it's all in your head. You can do this, you can do this. And believe me, it helped me a lot. I don't think that I would have been able to do that if I hadn't been able to have been doing it for 3 years within my position and reinforcing the intervention and coping skills, because I know that I always meditate off and on. I'm not consistent with meditating. I meditate when I meditate with my consumer, when I'm working in the field. Sometimes I meditate at home when I want to or when I have the time. But I know that I need to do it more often because I have trouble sleeping. And I know that I have trouble sleeping because, I'm on the screen, and a lot of the screen stuff, if you guys didn't know, and, Kelly Brogan talks about this, about screen time, that you know, those bright lights automatically make you stay awake. Like your brain is thinking it's still daylight. It's still daylight. It's still daylight. Hello. So it's if you're having sleeping problems, you need to stay away from like bright lights. Like turn off your TV literally 2 hours before you go to sleep. It's hard. A lot of us are used to being on our phones. I know I'm guilty of it, but I've noticed since I started doing my Instagram and doing all this stuff and being exposed by the blue light more than what I have before, my sleeping is not the same. And I've never had sleeping problems. I never had really sleeping problems. Granted, yes, I say that I would use my habit to help me sleep, but I know I could sleep without it. It's just a habit. Because prior to that, I never had sleeping problems. Now I have sleeping problems. I think it's a combination of both, and I think it's the fact that like it's the bright lights, and it's the fact that I'm using a habit to help me sleep when in reality I'm not really sleeping. I'm thinking I'm sleeping, but I'm not really getting the rest that I should be getting through my REM cycle. And Kelly Brogan talks about this in her book about the REM cycle and why it's important for you to sleep, exercise, and meditate. Those three. Now we just talked about meditation today, so we got a long way to go. But hey, if this motivated you to even practice it once a day or twice a day, because she says if you do this twice a day, you will see a difference. Because you have to look at it this way. You have to look at it this way, okay? You have to look at it in the fact that you're helping your brain, you're helping train your brain how to get to that calmer state. Because no one really taught us how to get to that calmer state. Really, naturally, no one ever calmed us to get into the natural state. We have to teach ourselves. So if you do it on your own, without any stressors, when hits the fan, you gonna be ready. You gonna be like, oh, I know. Let me go meditate. You know, you're just gonna be ready. It's not gonna be as hard. It's not gonna be as tough, because you're gonna be ready with your tools, and you're gonna be able to calm yourself sooner than later, because you were able to do it when you weren't stressed. So it's you're reinforcing. You're basically working that muscle brain, that part of your muscle. Like, oh, okay, wait, we know how to relax. You always stress out, but yo, we worked out this part of your muscle, so use it. Use it. Okay. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, please do not forget to subscribe. If you guys like this video, please poke it, and please share this video for someone who's gonna really benefit to this video, because it's important. I always talk about modeling. Okay, I am gonna do a separate video and talking about modeling behaviors and why modeling is such a huge thing in mental health and just behaviors in general. But please share this video so I can model for other people that are interested in meditating. And if you have any questions, please comment down below. And I think that's it, right? I think that's it. Share, like, comment, subscribe. You know. I'll talk to you guys in my next video, and I'll see you later. Bye. One thing that I want you guys to remember: the more you model these behaviors and you're trying to really motivate another person to do it, the more inclined the other person's gonna follow along. Sometimes you can't force the person to do it, but if you do it, and especially if it's a little person, you know, a little child, they're more inclined to model those behaviors and look up to you to a point where it's like, oh, I want to do that too. Oh, have fun, you know. And I've seen that happen a lot with my son. I mean, when I used to work out, I remember him wanting to coming to work out next to me, and at that age he was, I think, like 5 or 6. So believe me, you can really motivate a child and a teen to meditate if you start now. And if you start sooner, it'll be a lot easier for them to implement it, and it'll be a great tool. They won't have to rely on their parents anymore, which is great. They're gonna be like, gotta listen to my meditation, zip it, let me go meditate. Woo!